There was once a man and a woman who wished very much to have a child. Near their cottage was a beautiful garden which belonged to a witch. One day, the wife looked over the garden wall and saw a bed full of the finest lettuce, and she longed so to have some to eat that she gave her husband no peace till he climbed over the wall and brought her some. She made a salad and ate it with great enjoyment. In a few days she began to long for more lettuce, and she again made her husband climb over the wall to fetch her some. He had no sooner seized a handful than he saw the witch standing beside him.
"How dare you come into my garden?" she exclaimed fiercely. "You have stolen my lettuces, and now you must pay for them. Promise that, if you have a child, you will give it to me."
The husband, in great fear, gave his promise. Soon after, a little daughter was born, and the witch came and took her away. She named her Rapunzel and put her in a high tower in the forest. This tower had no stairs, no door, and only one small window. When the witch visited Rapunzel, she stood beneath the window and cried,
"Rapunzel, let down your golden hair, that I may climb it like a stair."
Rapunzel had the most beautiful long hair, and when she heard the voice of the witch, she let it hang over the windowsill right down to the ground, to such a length that the witch could draw herself up as if it had been a ladder. When Rapunzel was grown into a beautiful maiden, it happened one day that the king's son was passing the tower and heard her singing. Her voice was so sweet that he longed to see her. The next day he came again to listen, and the next. Then he heard the witch call to Rapunzel beneath the window and saw her climb up by the maiden's long hair. The following night, when it was dark, he placed himself beneath the window and said,
"Rapunzel, let down your golden hair, that I may climb it like a stair."
Immediately the hair fell down, and he quickly climbed up and entered the tower. Rapunzel was dreadfully frightened when she saw the prince, for she had never seen a man before, but she soon lost all fear. After a time, he asked her if she would marry him, and she consented. "I will bring you a strong silk cord," said the prince, "and you shall weave a ladder by which you will be able to descend from the tower. Then I will carry you to my father's castle, and we will be married." Now, the witch had watched very carefully over Rapunzel, and she soon found out about the prince's visits. She was very angry and seized poor Rapunzel's golden hair and cut it off. Then she dragged her to a lonely place in the depths of the forest and left her there. At sunset, the prince came to the tower and cried,
"Rapunzel, let down your golden hair, that I may climb it like a stair."
The witch let the hair down, and the prince climbed up to the window. What was his horror to see, instead of Rapunzel, a hideous old witch.
"Ah, you have come to carry off your bride. Rapunzel has gone away, and you will never see her again."
On hearing this, the prince was so overcome with grief that he sprang out of the window and fell among the thorn trees beneath. The thorns stuck into his eyes and blinded him, and he wandered away into the woods, lamenting and calling the name of his lost bride. For a whole year he wandered so, till, at last, he came to the lonely place where the witch had left Rapunzel. He heard her singing and followed the sound until, on coming near, he was clasped in her arms. When she saw that he was blind, she began to weep bitterly, and 2 of her tears fell on his eyes and healed them. Then they traveled back to his father's kingdom, and soon afterwards they were married and lived in peace and happiness for the rest of their lives. Little Lamplighters is a group dedicated to entertain through the expressiveness of drawings, the power of voice, music, and the education of values. Our main dream is that you fall in love with the art of storytelling. Discover the writer, narrator, singer, or illustrator you have inside. We will give you drawing lessons. You will learn about the software we use, and much more. Subscribe to watch our stories, our lessons, and behind-the-scenes content. We are not much, we are little, but we want to light your path. We are Little Lamplighters. Do you want to join us?